Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to the DigitalBlackmagic channel. I'm Christoph Esch and today I'm going to show you how to deploy firmware updates to Unifi devices. The Unifi network is a software-defined network controlled by a controller software. The controller software runs on a cloud key in my case, and I have done a video on the cloud key update. In a future video I will show you how to update the controller software itself. We will use the controller software to deploy the firmware to the devices. In my setup this takes round about 3/4 of an hour, so I just reduced the time in the actual video so that you don't get bored. The software-defined network itself is a great thing because you have the ability to control the whole network, given it is Unifi in my case by Ubiquiti, from one place. So a change in the software-defined network spreads throughout the network without getting on every device. The so-called provisioning works flawlessly and is the main advantage of the software-defined network. So let's get on with the firmware updates to the devices. Have fun with the video. To access the cloud key, you need to log on to the cloud key. Of course, login credentials are required. According to Ubiquiti's support, it is recommended to cache new firmware you want to distribute on your network. To do that, you go down to the little gear icon on the left-hand side and then click Maintenance. Now you scroll down to the firmware section and you may select which firmware you want to download as cached. The filter is set so that only firmware needed for my network is shown. Once all the firmware is downloaded, we can proceed with the actual installation of the firmware. To install the firmware, we need to look at the map of the network. We switch to the map section of the Ubiquiti's software. The icon is situated on the left-hand side in the upper section. The map will show us how the network is set up and the devices are connected. It is crucial to know which device is situated where in the network, because updating the firmware will lead to a reset of the device and therefore it may reset and block the network connection. I always start with my Wi-Fi devices because they are connected individually and there is no such thing as a mesh network. Once done with the Wi-Fi, I will walk my way through the network, starting from the edge and going down to the gateway. This has the advantage of not losing the connectivity when updating the devices. If I started with the switch next to the gateway, I would have the problem to may lose all the connection if this firmware is bad. Now we go over to patching the devices. We select the Devices tab. The icon is again situated on the upper left corner. Here we select the group of APs. This will select my Wi-Fi devices. The current version of the firmware is 4.0.15 and you will find that both devices have the option to upgrade shown in their line on the right hand side. When you click on upgrade, you need to confirm that. As stated before, these devices are not connected to each other, so it's not a problem to firmware upgrade both at the same time. Of course, it may be that my Wi-Fi goes down for a little while. So in a professional environment, I would not do that. The status of the device changed from connected to updating or update writing and then back to connected. We did miss the provisioning phase due to a lack of refresh of the software. Switching over to gateways and switches, we can see my security gateway, which is the router, and 3 switches, 8-port switches with power over Ethernet. As described before, I will start with the switch furthest away from the gateway, which is the switch on my desk. You will need to confirm the firmware update as we did with the access points. After that, it is the same deal. It goes to updating, update writing, provisioning, here I start with the next switch, which is false, actually, because in the provisioning phase of the first switch, we still need a clear connection from the device to the cloud key. The good news is that the download, even if it comes from the local network, takes a while, so in this case, it didn't do any harm. Now let's move on to the last switch. All switches need to get the firmware version 4.0.21 and one is missing, the final one before the gateway. Starting the upgrade is quite straightforward. You confirm the update and you are done. But now what happens is we lose the connection to the cloud key because the cloud key itself is connected to that switch. Due to the reset, the connection is lost. So we need to log in again and see that all switches are connected now and have the correct firmware version. This finally concludes the installation of the new software to the devices. I would like to end the video here. I appreciate likes. If you want to see more videos like that, you may choose to subscribe to my channel. And if you have suggestions, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching my video. I hope to see you in the next one. I'm looking forward to the next video and I wish you a nice day. Goodbye.